propane. Blue Rhino propane.
Go back and watch King of the Hill. Hank Hill was right about propane.
And animals.
And Bobby.
Animals also a part sponsor. Okay, now let's get some serious stuff. And last but not least, U.S. currency. Okay.
Yeah, it's
You
real
can't get
cash money.
This is non-mirrored. Not the stuff they give you down at
the
Barstool Sports, man.
Yeah.
Stay away from those guys.
Not the funny money.
All right, Fez. Fez is here. Fez, what would you say? We're doing the top 10. We'll start at number 10.
Okay.
Going into week 17.
We're going to start at number 10. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They're the only team in the division that I give them credit that they are a winning streak and they actually have a winning record. So I applaud them.
And Green Bay, I don't understand. One of their players went out onto the field to for the call the coin toss, and he wasn't the captain. Wasn't supposed to be out there.
And
That's how bad they are.
I don't care how much of a fan you are of the team. You could be angry at the officiating. You can point out bad officiating without going overboard. But if you're a fan, but to defend, to have that be a controversy that the player suspended with the attitude he had about it too. If he would have been apologetic and say he let his team down instead of saying, players got me. Like that kind of cavalier attitude. They're hoping
and ironically,
they're hoping in their future to be in a Super Bowl. And the guys on the team, he walks out and does that in the Super Bowl. No matter what you do, you win the game. The only thing anyone's going to talk about is like what happened when in halftime show, Janet Jackson.
Plus, also he would have made the wrong. He was trying to make the wrong call that would have given the Panthers the ball on the opening kickoff and then started the second half. Okay, moving on. Who do you have at 9?
I have 9 of the up and coming person we're familiar with the name Joe Flacco. With that great playoff run.
Browns. Cleveland Browns, number 9. That seems low to me, but we'll see how it goes.
A great year, and he still has that arm.
The Browns are really marching upward. I thought maybe higher than 9, but we'll see how the list goes out. They're on their 4th quarterback of the season, but they have so much talent around that it really don't make it really.
The Browns are 9 that could potentially shoot up like a star.
Okay, who do we have going 8?
8, I have the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are suddenly
here's
cratering.
The one thing about the Chiefs, why I had them still in front of the Browns is, even though they seem to be fading, is that they are the second-ranked defense in the league in yards allowed and scoring defense. So that strong defense.
That's true. And then you never know. Mahomes, we think is injured and not playing, but as you say, they can come back. But if they play any worse, they're going to have to get Jake from Allstate to go out there. Oh, I'm just kidding with that. I was just trying to make a joke. Okay, what do you just say for number 7, Fez?
Okay. A lot of this is projection and to see if I mean Joe Flacco still has the arm like with the Browns, but you know he doesn't have any mobility and he gets hit, you know, and goes out. That you know.
Yeah, it was Browns at 9. Who do you have at
Okay,
7?
yeah, but the Eagles, just because now talent they've, I can't see them. They are at this point, they're a very outside shot at
The Eagles at 7.
making it Super Bowl.
Yeah, they've really gone down. They got off to a good start, not defensively. However, their next 2 games are pretty easy. So they might come, they could come back with a good record by the end of the season. Which they could get a good seeding in the NFC. Okay, what about 6?
6, I have the Cowboys because they're a team that
The Dallas Cowboys at number 6.
it's only their talent level. They do not have the coaching matches their talent, which is why they're not going to be the Super Bowl team because they're one of those teams that coaching just isn't there.
McCarthy, yeah. Don't know much about he's doing, but yeah. I do know that every time the Dolphins lose, they say that Mike McDaniel got out-coached. But in that game against Miami, I would certainly say it was Mike McCarthy who got out-coached by McDaniel.
Now going on to the top 5, I got number 5. I have the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills at number 5.
They're another team that has to rethink their coaching. That their quarterback gets blamed too much as far as what is psychologically like put on his shoulders. That shouldn't be for a team that has a lot of talent. So that coaching is a little suspect to me, which is why the Bills are Super Bowl favorite every year, but then always fall flat.
But suddenly this year they're coming back, but that could
the 3 games that they've won in a row have been
they're 9 and 6, right?
One has been against the Chiefs, which doesn't seem so impressive after the Raiders actually beat the Chiefs by more. And then you have the Cowboys, which they blew out, but then Miami, who was a fraud, supposed to be a fraud, couldn't beat anyone, beat the Cowboys. And then and then the only reason they beat the Chargers because of poor time management by the Chargers coach.
It does appear that Josh Allen has come back to form. and is leading the team
Yes, but
on an upswing, but we'll see. You don't know about those Bills. They were so good last season. I'm not good in the playoffs. Okay, who we have at number 4, I wonder.
Number 4, I have the 49ers.
49ers.
They're also a team that everyone thinks when they talk about Kyle Shanahan being like his father, but his father won Super Bowls, and seeing the way they talk about Kyle Shanahan, that he's won at least 3 or 4. He hasn't won any, even though the amount of talent they've had.
They have an incredible amount of talent, unbelievable amount of talent. The Ravens went out there and kicked their ass because they wouldn't Brock Purdy could not get passing lanes open because the Ravens defensive line plus pressure the whole game. And we always said the Achilles heel, the only thing that can stop that team is their head coach. Also in that game, you notice, I don't know what the update on his injury, but Brock Purdy went out and his arm was like a dangling, like the same thing, same injury. They're not going to win. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl with Sam Arnold.
Yeah, and you could clearly see that the real coaching guru there was John Harbaugh.
Oh yeah, there's another case of a guy getting out coached who's supposed to be so great. Okay, now we're at the top 3.
Okay, number 3, I have the Lions because I believe they've earned that spot.
The Lions, yes.
And it's been a long time coming how long they've been bad.
The Lions is an outstanding choice, and the reason I say that is because the Lions dipped into a little bit of a slump, but they pulled themselves out of it, and now they are going to have a good seeding, and they really play for that coach. So that's a sign of a good team.
Another thing,
Dan Campbell.
that coaching is up to the talent because they've where Sean McVay was supposed to be one of those gurus too. Almost destroyed Jared Goff, but then he comes to the Lions and he's a player people expect him to be.
Yeah, Jared Goff has been outstanding this year so far. All right, the number 2, and this is very interesting.
Number 2 are the often outcoached fraud, the Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins. They're the number 2, despite having a quarterback who can't finish a season, having a coach who doesn't know how to be a head coach, only a coordinator, and having no other good qualities otherwise. That yes, they are number 2 and they could be number 1. They play the top seed in the AFC next week, not about 3 miles from where I'm sitting, and that game is going to be a battle of what? The ages.
But another thing is when
they kicked the Cowboys' ass.
After they had lost to
the Cowboys' ass.
After they had lost to the Bills, early in the season, Vic Fangio was talked about him being a
The
fraud.
defensive coordinator.
But since then, besides the strange lapse he had in the Tennessee game, where he went away from the defense that was working to this that prevented the win.
What is the status on some of their
But
key injury problems?
if that he's basically done as near as he's had a lot of times. He's had the his top pass rusher gone season, the top tackler, middle linebacker, defensive play call or on the feet, and captain gone, and the number one rated safety, Javon Holland, gone, and then Jalen Ramsey was out for the start of the year for a lot of games, and so we're gonna get to
well, what's Tyreek Hill's
Tyreek
status?
Hill.
And Waddle's status?
Tyreek Hill is, as far as I know, he's good to go. Jalen Waddle is still questionable.
And then we go to the top team in the league in our power ranking, as it says, power ranking. And that would be
The Baltimore Ravens.
the Baltimore Ravens. Our Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. The running back who was playing quarterback, and at this point should be clear favorite, without doubt, to win his second MVP award, and he's only like 26.
That's right.
So
Also, he was another person, like you say, who was given up for done and when he was drafted. To be fair, people said he should have been drafted as a wide receiver. In fairness, he would have been the best wide receiver in the league if that's what he would have chose to be. But as quarterback, Fez pointed this out, the one sign of his greatness is that he said he hadn't lost to a team in the NFC because they have never seen him. And if you ain't seen him, he's going to do all sorts of things.
yeah, because the 49ers tried to play